Today, we're going to talk about the story of an institution that did way more than just teach medicine. It actually changed the entire future of a region. So this isn't just a story about a building or a college. It's about a prescription that a community desperately needed. Okay, let's get into it.
Seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. Imagine you're a brilliant kid who dreams of being a doctor. But to chase that dream, you have to pack up and leave everything you know. Your home, your family, your entire community. And the tough part? You might never go back. What does that do to the place you left behind?
Yeah, this wasn't just some thought experiment. For a huge part of Pakistan, this was the cold, hard truth, a constant brain drain of the very people who were needed the most. So, let's really set the stage here. We're talking about the southern districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And for a long, long time, this area was stuck in what you could only call a massive healthcare vacuum.
You know, what's so wild about this is how it created this vicious cycle. See, with no local medical school, the brightest students had no choice but to leave for the big cities. And, well, once they built new lives and careers there, very few ever returned. And the result? A critical shortage of doctors, nurses, you name it, right where they were needed most. It was this self-perpetuating problem, leaving whole communities with fewer and fewer options for good medical care.
But then, right around the mid-2000s, this incredible idea started to take shape. People started asking, what if instead of sending our students away to the medical schools, we brought a top-tier medical school to that?
And this wasn't just about building another college. No, this was a strategic move. It was a deliberate plan to finally break that cycle of talent drain we were just talking about. This was the birth of the KMU Institute of Medical Sciences, or as everyone calls it, KIMS.
Now, here's a super important detail about its structure. KIMS wasn't just affiliated with the main university, it was a constituent part of it. Think of it like a core branch of a major company, not just a franchise. This meant that from day one, it had the exact same standards, the same tough curriculum, and the same academic excellence as its well-established parent university. That was basically a guarantee of quality right out of the gate.
And that number, 100, that represents the immediate, tangible impact. It means that every single year, 100 families didn't have to send their kids far away. 100 new doctors were now on a path to be trained right there, in the communities that needed them the most.
But you know, a place like this doesn't just appear overnight. The journey from just an idea to a full-fledged reality, that was a story of some serious grit and a whole lot of determination.
This timeline really tells the story. It started out so humbly, literally in a temporary makeshift building. I mean, that first batch of students, they were true pioneers. The first few years were all about getting the fundamentals right, hiring the best professors they could find, getting that official stamp of approval from the National Medical Council, and teaming up with local hospitals so students could get that critical hands-on experience. But the real game changer, the turning point, was the move to a brand new modern campus.
And this was so much more than just a new address. The new campus gave students and teachers the actual tools they needed to be great. We're talking state-of-the-art anatomy labs, a digital library with access to research from all over the world, and, this is huge, on-site hostels, which meant students from tiny, remote villages could finally live and study safely. The innovation wasn't just in the buildings either. KIMS went all in on a modern teaching style called the Integrated Modular System. Now, this was a massive shift. Instead of the old way, memorizing isolated facts like the heart in one class and the lungs in another, students learned system by system. They'd study the entire respiratory system at once, from its anatomy to its diseases. It trains them to think like real doctors solving real problems, not just memorizing a textbook.
Okay, so we've seen the problem, we've seen the tough journey, but what was the result? What is the actual tangible legacy of KIMS today?
This slide, it just says it all, doesn't it? The transformation is so clear. That healthcare vacuum we talked about, it finally started to fill. And it's because KIMS created this sustainable pipeline of local doctors, professionals who understood the local culture and were truly committed to serving their own people. The doctor-to-patient ratio in the region, it improved dramatically. And make no mistake, the quality of this education is undeniable. The impact isn't just local. Graduates from KIMS have passed some of the most difficult medical licensing exams on the planet. And they're now practicing everywhere from the UK's National Health Service to hospitals all across the US and Australia. That is a global seal of approval. And at the very heart of it all, it comes back to this simple phrase, service to humanity. This motto, it's not just some words on a logo. It is the mission that has powered this institution all the way from its humble start in a makeshift building to producing world-class doctors serving communities at home and all around the globe. So after all that growth and all that impact, what does KMIS really stand for today?
This little table gives us a great snapshot. Today, it's the undisputed top public medical institute for the entire region. The vibe there? It's known for being disciplined, very research-focused, but with a real sense of community. It's fully recognized by everyone that matters, including the World Health Organization. And it's not sitting still. The next big goal is to expand its postgraduate training to create even more local specialists.
And that really brings us to our final thought. The story of KIMS is just this powerful reminder that the right institution, in the right place, at the right time, it doesn't just build careers. It builds a healthier, more hopeful future for an entire people. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many futures can one single institution truly change?